Peace. Here's a question for the mothers. Do you love your daughters? The reason I ask that is because what we know in our communities, we have a lot of children missing. A lot of little girls are missing. I've talked about this a couple of years back about predators in our community and so on and so forth, and I want to talk about it again. From that perspective, I spoke about the government system, CPS, adoption agencies, and different government entities that allow in the trafficking of children, the CIA, the FBI, military, sheriff's departments, and so on and so forth. They all have roles in the trafficking of children in some form or another. You understand? And the destruction of children. But I'm taking it from another perspective today. I want to talk about what we kind of see and we don't pay attention to. A lot of these young girls that are dying at the behest of their mother and her friend, boyfriend, or whatever. The reason I'm bringing this up is because why would a mother kill her daughter? Something that came through her womb. Why would she kill a blessing that came through her womb unless she doesn't see it as a blessing? Maybe she has a mental diagnosis. I don't know. Maybe she's under duress, maybe external factors, but any of those things with a person within their right mind would never, ever do something of that nature. But then there may be factors why she may do it. She may have gotten pregnant by somebody that she wanted to be with and he rejected her, threw her away. Never wanted to be with her from onset. Because remember what I said, men come to a relationship with their penis, women come to a relationship with their heart. And when you break a woman's heart, you also break her psychology, you break her emotions and so on and so forth. And sometimes women play revenge. It's just the facts of the matter. And sometimes men play revenge. You know what I mean? Sometimes a man can be with a woman and, this woman has left him, even though they have a child together, she's left him and she's moved on. You know what I mean? She's moved on and she's doing something else. This man can have revenge. He can want to harm the dude she's with. Or if she gets pregnant, harm her child to get back at her, so on and so forth. So we have a twisted way of doing things. But what I'm saying mostly is that a lot of times that these young girls are dying, they're dying at the behest of their mothers. Their mothers are killing them. You know what I'm saying? They're leading them with these guys who they know are molesting them or have sexually molested them. You know what I'm saying? And they're constantly leaving them. They're leaving them in the hands of these predators and these killers, these mothers. You understand what I'm saying? And some of these mothers will aid in the assisting of the harming of their own child to help this man. They love him so much, or they fear him so much, whatever it is, that they will assist in the destruction and the killing of their own children. Now, something is wrong with that, because see, this goes back to the old science and the old god Moloch, the old Canaanite deity, the old god Moloch, who was the god of the children killers, basically. You know what I'm saying? Moloch ate children. I mean, they gave their children as sacrifices to Moloch in return for wealth and riches and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? For an easy life. Well, this is what seems to be with these sisters at times. They seem to be giving up their children for an easier life, to be with this man. If this man says, you know what, we could be together, but you got too many kids. You got to get rid of some of them kids. What would make a woman want to go kill her children because a man says you got to get rid of some of them kids? And if she kills them, that means that she never wanted them from onset. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to look deeply into what's really happening with our people. You know what I'm saying? Why would you murder your own? And why is it that most every situation that we see, when we do find a child, when we do find them, both Asiatic and European, because this is not just about an Asiatic thing, Asiatic women. This is about women. You understand what I'm saying? Across the board, because we see this in not only in our culture, but it's in other cultures where the women are killing their kids because of they want to be satisfied, or they have a dissatisfaction in their current life and they don't even want a reminder of anything that had anything to do with the person who hurt them. So they will destroy that because they think that they're hurting the person who hurt them. Because sometimes your children can look just like that person that you were with. And sometimes I've heard them say, I'm getting tired of looking at you, you look like your daddy, or I'm getting tired of looking at you, you look just like your mother. We have a situation of the case where the man murdered and raped his own daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a European and the mother was Asiatic, and he raped and murdered his own daughter to get back at the mother. See, he didn't really love his daughter anyway. This is a European, having sexual relations with an Asiatic woman, and they make a seed. You understand what I'm saying? And in his reality, the seed was not a human being, but the seed was something for him to control and to manipulate and to play on. So this is what he did. But this happens across the board. But the question would be is what type of mindset, I'm speaking specifically to us now, what type of mindset does it take for a woman to kill her child, or for a woman to give her child to the hands of a predator in exchange for economics, in exchange to keep the rent paid, or to keep the bills paid, or you allow your son or your daughter to have sex with your landlord. In return, you don't have to pay rent, or so you give your child up. That's a sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? So we're working from a very low frequency and vibration where we are sacrificing pieces of our own selves for quote unquote what we would call our own ideal of what happiness means. But see, you could have happiness from inception. You could have happiness if you sat down and thought about the things that you do before you do them. If you sat around and examined and observed your own surroundings and the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to what people tell you. Watch what people do. It makes so much more easier for you to navigate. You understand what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when you're dating and you're dealing with people from, trying to establish a relationship. Before you get a woman pregnant and so on and so forth, find out what she wants, what y'all both want. Because see, it goes back again to why would a mother kill her child? You know what I'm saying? What is the factors of how she brought that child into the world? Again, what are the circumstances? You know what I'm saying? Did it come through love? Did it come through a rape? Did it come through hate? Did it come through just partying? Did it come through manipulation? You know what I'm saying? There's many reasons why a mother wouldn't want the child. You know what I'm saying? Because the child isn't just a tool at times for people. The child actually doesn't have a life in the mindset. The child is actually a commodity to be used in order to gain something, because somebody will take the commodity and give you something in exchange for the commodity. You understand what I'm saying? And then when the situation is to the point where the child is being so abused in so many different ways, you understand what I'm saying? That they have to get rid of the evidence. Because see, the children can talk. So they have to get rid of the evidence. So what do? They kill them. And they kill them at the behest of their mothers, and their mothers are going along with it. And it's a crazy situation. But we have to ask ourselves, what's going on with us that we've fallen so low that we will sacrifice our children in the way in which we sacrifice them? It's just something to think about. Peace.